everybody have some fun. Come on, bring it on con el sofrito. Latinos arriba, bienvenidos. Now the heat is on, cause we in the zone. Métele al ritmo. Si tú eres un Urban Latino.
From countless street signs to the writing on the walls, the Mexican-American influence in East LA can be seen virtually everywhere. Today, East Los Angeles is the home to the largest Mexican-American population in the country. In the Boyle Heights area of East LA lies a famed Whittier Boulevard, as well as scores of local shops and restaurants that cater to the area's largely Latino population. East LA offers some of the most authentic Mexican food this side of the border. You'll also find an impressive display of more than 1,200 public murals.
Keeping up with the Mexican tradition, we're here at an East LA landmark, El Mercado. This is a favorite spot for the locals because you can get the one and only El Mexicano cheese here, plus poultry, carne asada, and all the good stuff. And now for you movie buffs looking for the Mexican classics, well, this is the spot. Check it out. You can find Pedro Infante and Jorge Negrete and all of your Mexican classic movies that you're looking for right here. And here you can find any kind of music that you're looking for. Everything from norteño to quebradita to mariachi, todo.
And you can kick up your heels on the third floor, which features live mariachi music. One of LA's most famous Latino neighborhoods, East Los Angeles, remains a place where Mexican traditions and culture comes alive.
Situated in downtown Miami on Southwest 8th Street, or Calle Ocho, lies one of America's most famous Cuban neighborhoods, Little Havana. Rich with Cuban tradition, this area has been the home away from home for countless Cubans who've been migrating here since the 1960s.
Cuando yo llegué aquí no había tanto edificio, no había tanta gente. Había más que Miami Beach, hoteles.
For a true taste of Old Havana, there's Maximo Gomez Park, where many of the neighborhood's old-timers pass the time playing dominoes. Little Havana even has its own Walk of Fame, which honors well-known Latin celebrities, including the Queen of Salsa, who's so beloved that Calle Ocho was renamed in her honor. There are also a series of monuments commemorating the history and culture of Cuba, including the recent Elian Gonzalez Memorial at his former Miami home. Now there's one place you can't miss, and that's Little Havana to go. It's a one-stop shop for true Cuban flavor. A popular tourist stop, it serves as the area's official souvenir shop, offering Cuban memorabilia, books, and not to mention its own brand of soft drinks. Now they've got everything from bumper stickers to all kinds of Cuba. I love Little Havana, USA, check it out. A cigar, really? No, this is actually a cologne, check this out. And it smells great too. But the real attraction here is definitely the authentic Cuban food. A little piece of Cuba here in Miami, Little Havana's distinctive old-school charm is worth experiencing. New Yorkers know it as Spanish Harlem, but for Latinos who have been raised here, it is simply known as El Barrio. Harlem was once a cultural mecca of African-American culture, but in the 50s, Puerto Ricans began migrating to Harlem's east side, and the neighborhood began to change. The music began to change. The language on the streets began to change.
Aquí tiene los guineos maduros, los mangos y los aguacates.
And Spanish Harlem became one of the largest Latino neighborhoods in the city.
El Barrio is the heart of the Latino soul. It is the place where they came to grow, where our first businesses were established. El Barrio is about Latino life.
One place that really captures Latino life is El Museo del Barrio, New York's only museum dedicated to Caribbean and Latin American art. On 116th Street and Luis Muñoz Marin Boulevard, you'll find Made in Puerto Rico, a souvenir shop that sells authentic products from Puerto Rico, including popular island favorites like coffee and candy. This is so good. With a Malta India, you're straight. There's also indigenous artifacts. In the back lies the International Salsa Museum. Here you can't help but get into the swing of things. They have all kinds of memorabilia. This is the only museum in the country dedicated solely to the history of salsa, and there could not be a more appropriate place for it. Now the difference between this museum and other museums is that even though smaller, it's better because it's actually, you feel at home. You have Willie Medina, who's actually the guide. He brings you out here, right? And you tell the people everything about certain details and what year this was from and who gave you that.
As much as I can.
As much as you can. El Barrio is the birthplace of salsa greats like Willie Colon and Tito Puente, and the man who sang the original song, Bang Bang, Joe Cuba.
El Barrio, in the beginning, you couldn't walk down the street without hearing music. Everybody played music.
There's also a school where you can learn to play traditional Latin music. The Harbor Conservatory at the Boys and Girls Harbor is a small school in El Barrio dedicated to providing high caliber and low-cost instruction in music to youngsters. Jose Madera Jr. is a leading arranger and one of the top percussionists in the country. Having worked with the Tito Puente Orchestra for over 20 years, he is among the many professional musicians working with the school.
The school has become a very unique place. It's the only place of a kind in this country. I would probably dare say the world. We have workshops where you can work your way up from beginner level all the way up to the top, where you actually get to play all this music.
And El Barrio was where people came to not only feel comfortable, because there were other Latinos there, and we could speak Spanish, but also where we learned to grow and learn to deal with other communities.
The barrio continues to change. In the last several years, many Mexican immigrants making their way to New York City have settled here, bringing along their food, music, and traditions. But despite a changing mix of immigrants, El Barrio remains very much a Latino neighborhood and will continue to be a source of sabor for all Manhattan.
Jackson Heights. It may not be called Little South America, but maybe it should.
Peruvian. Ecuador.
De Mexico.
Peru.
Chile. De Ecuador.
Argentina.
De Colombia.
Here you can find more empanadas than hamburgers. And there's no question as to the area's unofficial language.
This is Jackson Heights today, with its Latin restaurants and Latin flavor all over the place. But it didn't always look like this.
Well, Jackson Heights was actually the first, as far as we know, privately owned, privately built city in America. And it started about 1916. The first building was at Northern Boulevard and 82nd Street. Interestingly, that was the first high-rise in Queens, 4 stories.
In the 1940s, second-generation immigrants moved here to get away from the hustle and bustle of Manhattan. But 2 decades later, things began to change.
It began to take on the first-generation multiculturalism that we associate with Jackson Heights today. That started really in the late 60s.
These immigrants included Asians and Latinos. Today, Jackson Heights is one of New York's most ethnically diverse neighborhoods.
How have immigrants shaped what Jackson Heights looks like today?
It's made it a much more interesting place to be. We have all different kinds of people, all different kinds of restaurants.
One of the places where you can find this variety is along Roosevelt Avenue. Where else can you get an Argentinian churrasco, then send money to Venezuela and top off the afternoon with a dessert at a Colombian food stand?
Estela has been here for 12 years selling some of the best products from Colombia. Estela, tell me, what is the thing that sells the most here?
Salpicón. Fresh fruit, tropical fruits.
And you put a little condensed milk on that?
On the top, yeah.
And how about this?
Oh, this is oblea. This is a whole whip cookie and have the caramel between, like a sandwich. We call obleas.
One thing's for sure, the buzz on Jackson Heights is getting around. People from all over the city are coming to this neighborhood in search of great restaurants.
You've got a wide diversity with great food and good prices, half the price of Manhattan. I think this area of New York is the best hidden value in New York, not only for dining, but for living.
Nestled in downtown LA lies one of the city's oldest areas, Olvera Street, also known as the birthplace of the City of Angels.
There's no street that holds more history in Los Angeles than Olvera Street. It starts off with your traditional Mexican-style plaza area, which leads you to a strip of shops, restaurants, and historical buildings.
Olvera Street really only began in the 1930s, and it was a dream of a woman named Christine Sterling, who had the idea of bringing and creating a kind of a Mexican village and marketplace in downtown Los Angeles. Because we're right downtown, We get a lot of business from people during lunchtime, and then just a lot of people like to come here in the evening and on weekends for the restaurants and for the entertainment and that sort of thing.
Part of the outdoor entertainment includes performances by Aztec Indians and folkloric dancing. Among the many featured sites, you'll also find the historic Avila Adobe.
The Avila Adobe, which is where we're at right now, is the oldest adobe in Los Angeles. Most of the historic structures, the permanent historic structures, had their beginnings in the late 1700s and early 1800s, when Los Angeles was first started.
Olvera Street is the home to many authentic Mexican shops where vendors sell everything from oversized sombreros, souvenirs, to traditional clothing.
I'm here with Armando Murillo, who owns Murillo Leather Shop, one of the best shops here in Los Angeles, where I get all my belts, all my bracelets, all my hairpins, todo, ¿verdad?
Everything. We've been here for approximately 35 years.
And you make everything yourself, right?
Everything is handmade here, and it's actually, we're the leather artisan shop here. It's something that my father used to do, and he kind of handed the tradition down to me.
And what are you making right now?
Right now what I'm making is what's selling the most, and basically it's just a black leather wristband, and what we do is we sell these and we stamp names in them.
This is what they look like when he's done. This is one of my favorite candies of all time. We call it mazapan, and it's made out of peanut. What we're really famous for in Mexico is putting stuff in lollipops. Like, that's a saladito. It's really salty. One of my other favorites is this. It's adama, that's made out of cajeta. Cajeta is like honey, like Mexican sweet honey. I love it.
Bringing a taste of old Mexico to this side of the border, Olvera Street is a great way to spend a relaxing, sunny afternoon. The Pilsen area in Chicago has been the home to countless immigrants over the years seeking a new life. Once known for its predominantly Bohemian or Czech presence, today it is the home to one of the largest Mexican communities in the U.S. Here you'll find the nation's largest Latino museum, the Mexican Fine Arts Center Museum. Pilsen is also a popular artist hangout and boasts one of the most impressive collections of outdoor murals in all of Chicago. This is very much a family-oriented neighborhood, with many of the surrounding businesses and restaurants catering to the area's large Mexican population.
What's up? This is Elena. We are in Pilsen on 18th Street in the heart of Chicago, where you can find taco places, restaurants, bookshops, coffee shops, everything else. Come with us on a journey you won't forget. Check it out, guys. We're here at the oldest tortilla making company in Chicago. This is where the corn soaks. Hundreds of thousands of tortilla chips and tortillas go out every day into every restaurant, hotel, and household. Just so you know, Chicago is the biggest tortilla making city in the United States, believe it or not. How about a t-shirt here in Pilsen? You walk in and Noemi, she'll do it for you. Check it out. She'll do anything. We're on 18th Street. I just walked into the store. Gotta have something to wear tonight. Yes! Virgen de Guadalupe on a shirt. Check this out. We are at the hottest piñata place on 18th Street. Tamarindo, rollo coco. Oh my God, muñequitas, muequitas, baby lucas. Tienen de todo. Squeezing bobs. Remember these? You can't run out of candy in this place. Here at Laredo Bakery, you will find bread for breakfast, cakes for all occasions, even day-of-the-day bread. But guess what? The secret recipe is in the back. I can't believe they let us back here. The guys are cooking, the bread's being made. I'm dancing a little quebradita.
With its cozy restaurants, sleek bars, and endless bargains, the Lower East Side has evolved into one of New York's hottest areas. But it wasn't always so trendy. The Lower East Side is where it all began for generations of hard-working immigrant families. The area was once a melting pot for the early Europeans who migrated to the U.S. Today, Puerto Ricans and Dominicans make up about 1/3 of its diverse population. Here at the Tenement Museum, you can learn all about the area's immigrant experiences. It features a landmark 19th century tenement that recreates life at the turn of the century.
I look like a paper boy back in the days. Delivery!
They also offer walking tours to explore how different groups have shaped the community.
We have 3 different tours. We have the Confino, which of course we have an actress that comes and she talks Latino. And that's the Confino apartment. We have the Getting By tour, which is the two apartments, the Gumpers and the Bardisi. That one I usually give. And then we have the Sweatshop apartment.
And this apartment, it takes me back, and I wish I was here in those times, but I could kind of imagine.
In the 70s, the Lower East Side was hit hard by drugs and fell into ruin. The community banded together to reclaim their neighborhood. Garbage-strewn vacant lots were transformed into beautiful community gardens. Murals from local graffiti artists and school children also began to appear. La Bodega de la Familia is a neighborhood crisis center that was developed to help families counteract the damaging effects of drugs in the area.
We provide services to people that are involved in the criminal justice system. We also work with their families. They come here with many different issues, and we pretty much provide a lot of guidance and support.
We service mostly the Latino population. Our staff are largely bilingual as a result, and I think one of the reasons that we have connected to this community is we tap into the culture that's inherent here. I do think we serve as an example, though, of how to respect the people that live here, how to show law enforcement the resilience and benefits and strengths of people who live here.
Located on Suffolk Street, the Clemente Soto Velez Cultural Center is another stabilizing presence in the area. The Multicultural Center champions local Hispanic culture, housing art galleries and theaters such as the Society of the Educational Arts, or SEA. This arts organization specializes in Latino theater for children, offering puppet shows and musical plays.
It is wonderful that we're in a Latino community, but also, there's a lot of ethnic groups in the Lower East Side. And it's wonderful because, we can share our culture and we can learn from other cultures as well. But it's wonderful that also the Latino presence in the neighborhood is very strong, and they are pretty much the ones who support, everything we do here.
Nowhere is the evolution of the area more evident than on Orchard Street. French cafes sit side by side with older shops, Spanish bodegas, and eateries. Despite recent changes, the Lower East Side remains a cultural, diverse area with a long, rich history.
There is no way you can mistake the flavor of Washington Heights, from its rich food to the unique sounds of merengue, which can be heard in local barbershops. In the 50s, Dominicans began migrating to Washington Heights. Dominicans have made their mark. Families open businesses such as supermarkets, bodegas, barbershops, nightclubs, and restaurants like El Rancho Jubile.
Right now, we are committed to stay in Washington Heights in this community because it's a beautiful community, first of all, and it's a growing community. We want to be the pioneers to open the doors for new Latinos and the Hispanics that are coming up and growing up here. Instead of them going downtown and looking for it downtown, when we could offer to them right here in Washington Heights.
Today, Washington Heights has the largest population of Dominicans outside Santo Domingo, the capital of the Dominican Republic. Here in Washington Heights, over 200,000 Dominicans live, work, and celebrate their culture.
This is pork, but in Spanish it's called chicharrones. Yo quiero un pedacito pequeño para probar. I want a little bit to try. Chicharrones.
In Fort Tryon Park, one of the oldest landmarks in the Heights, you can feel the Dominican flavor. The neighborhood has officially begun to assume its role as Little Santo Domingo. In the year 2000, a street in the northeast part of the neighborhood was named after Juan Pablo Duarte, the founding father of the Dominican Republic.
Just east of downtown Dallas is Oak Cliff, a historic neighborhood that thrives with the sights and sounds of Mexican lifestyle and culture. At the center is busy Jefferson Boulevard, home to several small mom-and-pop businesses, many of which have been serving the community for decades.
My dad opened the studio here back in the 70s. He was the first Hispanic business here on Jefferson. Ever since then, there have been bridal shops, other photography. It's been building up more and more as a Hispanic neighborhood. It was more Anglo. Little by little, the Mexicanos started moving in.
Jefferson Boulevard is the place to go for everything from the latest in Latin sounds to some of the best Mexican food north of the border. El Ranchito is a family-owned and operated institution.
This part of
of Dallas is probably the most Hispanic part of Dallas. You could find basically what you could find probably in any part of Mexico. Mexican supermarkets, record stores. My father and my mother started this business off of a dream.
El Ranchito is known for its authentic Mexican cooking and entertainment. In addition to serving up some delicious food and home-style tortillas, this restaurant makes every meal seem like a party.
Plates that you can find here are cabrito a la parrilla, tripas, mollejas, guisos. Entertainment we have on nighttime is mariachis. During the day we have trio. We got always a festive crowd, a fun time. Every night we have mariachi, and it kind of creates this festive environment. What we tend to have in our restaurants are huge families come in, from la abuelita to the grandchild. So you have tables of 30 or 40.
El Ranchito pays particular attention to La Familia. Its decor features family photos as well as pictures of some of the famous faces who have dined here. And with its Texas-sized seating area, there's plenty of space for everyone.
My family is very similar to other Mexican families in that as soon as they set foot here in the United States, their goal was to have something that paid off, the American dream, which is to own their own business. What makes Ranchito stand out from the rest is the appeal. We don't think of it just as a restaurant. We create kind of an entertainment venue, somewhere where people can really have a good time. Regardless of your size of your family, we got room for you. My family has a lot of pride in having their own business. We were able to not only just look at just being a typical business, but also separating ourselves from the rest and kind of create something here in this community that was unique and continue to chase the American dream.
Once home to Eastern European immigrants, Humboldt Park is now the heart of the Windy City's Puerto Rican community. The area, which is known for its 207-acre park, attracts many Chicago residents seeking a little taste of Puerto Rico.
People come here to eat great Puerto Rican food. People come here to enjoy cultural expressions. You could come here and you could get a variety of different, activities.
The best thing I like about Humboldt Park, the people. The people are great.
In recent years, the Puerto Rican Chamber of Commerce and entrepreneurs have been working to revive Humboldt Park, making it safer for residents and visitors. Xavier Norregas and Jose Allende invested in the area, opening several businesses, including a music studio and Coco's, one of the most popular restaurants in the neighborhood.
I was part of the migration that left Humboldt Park, and I'm coming back. We have to see that it's a great investment and that we have to stay here, and that's what we're trying to promote.
It's a much more safer environment. We live in the community, we're taking responsibility for the community. I mean, about 10 years ago, you ask somebody about Division Street or Humboldt Park, they look at you like, oh man, that's a bad neighborhood, there's a lot of drugs, a lot of gangs.
There's no doubt Puerto Ricans have influenced the neighborhood. The area is home to Roberto Clemente High School, named after the legendary Latino baseball player and humanitarian. And Division Street, the main business strip, also carries the name of Puerto Rican nationalist Pedro Albizu Campos. At the center of it all is Paseo Boricua, a commercial center clearly marked by two large Puerto Rican flags and bursting with Puerto Rican pride and culture.
What makes Humboldt Park special is what we created here with Paseo Boricua, with the placing of the two flags, with the restaurant, district that we have been able to create. This is a community effort. It's not an individual effort, because we recognize that as a community, if we could lift ourselves up, each individual within the community also benefits.
Today, many Humboldt Park area residents are happy to have Paseo Boricua, a place that Puerto Ricans can proudly call their own. Located in the heart of Hollywood, California, is Espresso Mi Cultura, a unique coffee house and bookstore with a distinct Latino flavor. From its traditional Mexican mocha drinks to the many cultural and religious artifacts, founder Josefina Aguilar has created a place where people can experience Latino art and culture.
This was an idea I had brewing for probably more than 10 years. Well, I thought, since I didn't grow up with a place like this, and I really would have liked to have a place like this to hang out, I thought, I'm sure there's a lot of people just like me. None of the corporate coffee houses really provide this kind of ambiente, and people come here because this is a community space.
The coffee house also serves as a community art gallery, providing a space for local Latino artists to display their work.
We feature local Latino and Latina artists from LA in exhibits in the store, which we change every month. And we have a waiting list of up to 9 months. A lot of artists don't have experience or the connections to get into the museums. So this is like a stepping stone. Like before they could exhibit in a museum, they exhibit in the community.
The popular local gathering spot attracts a diverse clientele, including many young Latinos who come here to reconnect with their culture.
They have mate lattes. You know, my parents are South American, and I haven't had mate since I was a kid. It just kind of feels like you're getting back to your roots a little bit.
With its many offerings and warm, friendly setting, Espresso Mi Cultura hopes to help educate the community about Latino life in America.
Probably the greatest misconception is that we're not thinkers and doers in our community, that we're passive. And I think finally places like this are tearing down those stereotypes, because here it is, it's showcased. We have excellent art, we have excellent literature. This is really representative of what our community is truly like. Espresso Mi Cultura fits that void of having a place that can be social, comfortable, but yet also educational and political and artistic. There really isn't any other place like that in LA.
Driven by a tremendous interest for the culture, Jonathan Williams began collecting Latin American folk art. Soon, he and his wife, Gisla Jimenez, were selling it to others. With its blend of eclectic art from around the world, Tesoros Trading Company explodes with variety and color. This unique store, which the couple opened in 1983, is situated in a cozy corner in the heart of downtown Austin.
In 1983, Jonathan started this company, Tesoros Trading Company. He still collected folk art, and every time he would bring pieces back to Texas, people would buy them. And so he realized, wait, this is a great opportunity for me to work with artisans, continue learning about the culture, the history of Latin America, and also have a viable business. That's how the business started.
The couple began working primarily with Peruvian artisans, but soon expanded to include those from many other Spanish-speaking countries, providing customers with a huge selection of merchandise, including handmade retablos, cards, ornaments, and other art objects.
Jonathan started the business selling things from Peru, but now we sell things from all over the world with a heavy emphasis on Latin America: Chile, Guatemala, Mexico, Brazil, and Colombia, of course. So now we sell books, textiles, clothing, jewelry, an emphasis on things that are handmade. As you can see, we have purses from all over, but people really like the ethnic-looking accessories, women do, and we're very lucky to have a good selection here at Tesoros.
At Tesoros, the artsy, hand-painted Vietnamese bamboo curtains are in high demand. First seen on the hit TV show Dharma and Greg, the curtains now feature an array of designs, from religious to cultural figures. Also popular with customers are the many handmade Dia de los Muertos items.
The curtains have been a big hit both locally in Austin and nationally. They're bamboo curtains made in Vietnam. The curtains are very traditional in Asia. We started designing with different images, so we started selling the Virgen de Guadalupe on the bamboo curtain and the Soul in Purgatory, Frida Kahlo.
Die-hard Frida fans and followers of Mexican wrestling will love Tesoros Trading Company's extensive offerings. The store is divided into sections to help everyone from art collectors to history and film buffs easily find the items they're looking for.
Different parts of the store have different emphasis. We've been selling Frida Kahlo items for a very long time. Frida Kahlo is still a very popular icon, and we continue to sell her very well. Anything related to Mexican folk art that relates to her collection. We also have a very popular section on lucha libre, which is a Mexican, it's sort of a cult thing now, a pop culture phenomena. People really enjoy watching the Mexican wrestler movies.
The items found at Tesoros are, as the name suggests, small cultural treasures.
I really believe that young Latino youth in America really starting to identify with their cultural roots. People are seeking out those items that remind them of things that they grew up with. As a Latina, I'm very proud of encouraging people and exposing people to Latin American things, whether it's, a piece of clothing or music or art.
Entrepreneurs Joseph Acevedo, Edwin Campaña, and Rolando La Antigua have changed the nightlife in Washington Heights. Owners of restaurants such as Rancho Jubilé and La Española, they noticed the need for a sexy and cool lounge in the Heights, so they created Arca Lounge.
Out of the ordinary, especially for Washington Heights, what inspired you to bring this environment over here?
What we wanted to do was actually bring downtown
uptown and give that kind of feel, you know? But basically deal with the Latino community, which is the first and most important thing.
I don't feel like I'm in Washington Heights here. I think the crowd here is very mature. Everybody gets along. You could just come here, have some drinks, talk.
What kind of crowd do you get here?
We cater to practically every kind of ethnic background you could possibly think about.
And as diverse as the crowd, so is the music. You can listen to salsa, merengue, rock en español, and even some Latin jazz.
Out of curiosity, how did the fish tank get installed?
Well, that's a big process. What we hope to accomplish is to bring Latinos together. We are a lounge, and what we cater to is for everyone to come here, enjoy themselves, and have nice conversation with whoever you want to meet here.
What do you think people like the most about Arca? Like, what's the best part about it?
I think it's the fish tank.
Located in the heart of Miami's trendy South Beach, C&P House is a popular cigar lounge that offers premium cigars and drinks with an authentic Latin flavor. All right, we're here with Ronan. Now, Ronan, talk to us a little bit about this place. Where does it come from? What's the background?
Well, actually, this place, all what you see here comes from the Canarian Islands in Spain.
Was there a reason for that, or that was just the way it was architected?
It's very special. It's very special. To see what the people dress here, the
Right, they
waiters,
dress
how they
here,
dress,
right.
the bartenders, everything. They just wanted to bring here, give it a different kind of taste.
Now, speaking of special, why is it so special? Why do people come to this place, you know, more than any other place that sells cigars?
People just come here and they love the place. They love to smoke the cigar, drink a nice glass of brandy from Spain. Of course, we got the mojitos here.
Mojitos is a special. Mojitos is a Cuban typical drink, and you guys make it the best here.
You can ask me, they're crazy. People drink them like crazy.
At C&P, you'll find a wide assortment of fine quality cigars for the true smoking aficionado.
We got a lot of different kind of cigars. We got the home brand cigars that are called the Peñamit. We got the Torpedoes, the Robusto right here, Churchill right there.
Another thing that I noticed is that you have an in-house cigar roller. There's somebody actually that makes a cigar right here on the spot.
Yeah, he's got his own table. I mean, he's got leaves from Brazil, from Ecuador, from Dominican Republic, and he just rolls them on the spot. Can't get fresher than that.
The local hotspot also features live music and entertainment.
On Saturday, we got live music, Cuban salsa music.
Right.
And the place is jam-packed and everybody's just happy. A lot of young people come here and enjoy the cigars and the drinks and everything. They just sit down and enjoy the music, the atmosphere. It's a very special atmosphere.
And it's that atmosphere that makes this one-of-a-kind cigar lounge a top South Beach attraction.
Located in trendy West Hollywood on Santa Monica Boulevard, the Latino Pop Shop is a unique store that sells everything from Mexican candy to toys to original Latino artwork. Inspired by the work of notable pop artists like Andy Warhol, this colorful shop serves to celebrate Latino pop culture.
It came about because I've taught art for 17 years and I was teaching about the pop artists, and then the Latino kids were looking at me like, what happened to the enchiladas and the tacos and the burritos? I just want to incorporate the whole pop culture that exists in the United States that is Latin. A lot of the artists are either Latino, and if they're not Latino, then they do Latin images. I mean, we have novice people and then we have established artists, and then we have artists that have pieces in the permanent collections at LA County Museum. In here in this shop, we educate people too about the artists, about Frida Kahlo, and all our stuff like the cards, the candles are all handmade by the artists, everything.
The religious influence throughout the store is undeniable, as evidenced by the numerous crosses and images of the Virgin Mary.
The art, for me, it's more symbolism. The Virgen, the miracles, our belief system, all of that is part of our culture and our history, and it's not so much a religion as it is like a spirituality.
And what would a Latino pop shop be without some popular staples?
And we sell a lot of piñatas and candy. Originally, I had a couple little baskets for looks. I had the menudo for looks. That's our like Campbell soup can. And it's been selling. Actually, it's funny because the shops around this place are starting to carry Latin products. People walk in every day and they're like, finally there's something. They love the shop. They love the fact that we have menudo next to handcrafted items, next to a $2,000 piece by Lorenzo Gomez or Hector Silva, these people whose stuff is in museums. And they love it. They're slowly learning about our culture through this shop, and it kind of makes me feel good.
Located in the heart of Chicago's Pilsen Little Village community lies the prestigious Mexican Fine Arts Center Museum.
The museum has been here for about 16 years in the Chicagoland area, and basically the museum was started by a group of teachers and social activists because they saw a deficit in the Chicago public school system. 25% of the children were of Mexican ancestry, yet a little bit of what was taught in the classroom actually had anything to do with these people's history.
Founded in 1982, it is the largest Mexican cultural arts center in the nation, offering visitors the opportunity to experience Mexican culture through its exclusive art collection and exhibits.
One of our permanent pieces in this exhibition is a retablo done with paper mache and gold leaf. The retablo, it's a way in which the Spanish were teaching the stories of particular saints or virgins to people who were illiterate, basically. Tierra y Libertad is 100 years of wars that Mexico went through in which their identity was formed. We have symbolized this revolution part by putting up images of Zapata, probably one of Mexico's greatest known heroes. He embodied the revolution and that he was an indigenous man who stood up for his rights. One of our most famous pieces on display right now is the painting by Jesus Helguera of the legend of El Popo. This image has been reproduced whether it's on car hoods, whether it's in tattoos or restaurant menus, but the original one is here at the Mexican Fine Arts Center Museum.
The community-based institution is also the home to Radio Arte, a youth-operated urban community radio station.
The mission of the station is to train youth between 15 and 21 in the areas of radio communication. This is a free training program, and it runs for 2 years. Our station is a bilingual radio station, and our programming is quite eclectic. So we include a lot of Latin alternative.
Yo soy Ariana, y la próxima semana estamos aquí otra vez de 7 a 8.
The people that listen to my show are mostly teenagers and early 20s. However, I do get calls from people that are, I don't know, I have this guy calling that's like maybe 50 years old.
What we do with the station is to make sure we tell kids that they can use this space as a forum to be a voice for their communities. You know, it's not only about the music, it's also about culture in general, what we do.
Many of the large museums, the downtown sort of museums, have realized that Latinos are like a hot commodity, and they are now realizing that they should start collecting, and indeed they should have our artwork up in their museums as well, as long as it doesn't mean the demise of institutions such as this one, a community-based institution.
Situated in the heart of Studio City in Los Angeles, Mama Juana's is one of the favorite new hotspots for the latest in pan-Latin cuisine and great salsa. It's all served up in grand style in an upscale ambiance.
Hi, I'm here with the owner and operator of Mama Juana's, Daryl Alatorre. Thanks for talking to us. I love this place. The ambiance is amazing. So tell us about it.
I wanted to create an upscale, intimate restaurant nightclub featuring the best in Latin food, featuring the best in Latin music. In an upscale, intimate environment, I think this is a pretty good place.
It's a great vibe. It's very sexy, very appealing, very sophisticated. I feel very old Hollywood.
I wanted to really go back to like that era and create an environment that really kind of brought people back. Colors are very earthy here, more Spanish, more Mexican in feel, and this is more like a classic lounge, and that's what makes Mama Juana's think different.
So what can we find? What kind of food and music can we find coming in here?
Well, we've got dishes from 16 different Latin countries, everywhere from South American to Central American. Of course, being Mexican American, we've got to have some good Mexican dishes here. We've got some Spanish dishes. We also feature tapas as a lot of our appetizers.
In addition to the international cuisine, Mama Juana's also serves up some spicy salsa to help burn off those calories. The salsa craze shows no signs of slowing down in this LA hotspot where some of the best dancers eagerly strut their stuff and everyone has fun.
We actually get a lot of the top instructors and top performers here in Los Angeles that come here on a regular basis. The music vibe is everything from big band salsa to traditional, 10-piece salsa bands, Latin jazz. You'll see, family occasions on a Saturday night. It's great to see someone in their 60s, 70s out there on the dance floor mixing it up with people in their mid-20s. And that's what really makes Mama Juana's, that type of place where everyone feels warm and receptive here. This is a place where, you know, people in their early mid-20s to people in their 60s, 70s come here and have a really good time.
If you're looking for hot vintage clothing and unique accessories, M80 in Miami is the place to shop. This boutique specializes in old and new, featuring classic pieces from the 1970s and 80s and some fiery fashions from some of Miami's, New York's, and LA's hottest new designers. What exactly makes your store stand out from other stores here in Miami?
It's an absolute guarantee that each piece is unique, handmade, and there's not going to be another one like it out there.
So if somebody walks in here and, you know, needs something for a particular event or anything, do you help them style their clothing as well?
Definitely. I mean, you tell us the event and we will put together an amazing outfit for you.
Cool. So you don't walk into a party and see like 3 or 4 other girls wearing the same thing. That's great. That's good.
Happen if you shop at the mall, but not if you shop here.
Cool. Anna, a former marketing pro, teamed up with her amiga, a freelance stylist, to provide Miami's fashionistas with an alternative to mall shop. The two Latinas also wanted to showcase some talented homegrown designers.
Really kind of disheartening that there weren't any boutiques in Miami that had any space for independent designers. I wanted to open a store that gave that opportunity to young local designers. Miami's sort of waking up to boutique culture, or really, you know, having your own individual look. So in some ways we are kind of pioneers in the city.
At M80, shoppers can find the perfect outfit or the perfect one-of-a-kind accessory, and even some electronic dance tunes.
Our music selection is completely amazing, and we have a record selection that you cannot find anywhere else in Miami.
Accessories are one of the easiest things to pull off because it can totally make or break your outfit.
Our daily business is definitely kind of like a hipster, scenester kid that comes in here looking for one amazing piece to put together their Friday or Saturday night look. We get a lot of stylists, photographers, models coming in.
So you can basically come in here and get dressed from head to toe and be done.
Full service.
Cool, full service type of boutique.
What's up, everybody? We're here in downtown Denver Pavilion Complex, and we're in front of Sevilla's. Now, Sevilla's is a hot Latino spot known for its good food, good music, and you can also learn how to dance. So why don't we go inside? Now, we're here with Bart, and Bart is the owner of Sevilla's. Now, I see the interior, the designs and everything, really nice. Whose idea was that?
That was my idea. The concept was the caves of southern Spain in Salamanca, Spain, meets South Beach, Miami, the energy and nightlife of South Beach. So I thought I'd bring some of the caves and the Moorish influences of southern Spain, and so far so good. Everything's great.
What made you open up a restaurant like Sevilla's?
I've always loved Spanish music and Spanish food, so I thought I'd bring it to the market.
Sevilla's offers something for everyone, from its unique menu to a wide array of nightly events and entertainment.
We are primarily a salsa club and a Spanish-Cuban restaurant. We have special events every week, Tuesday through Saturday. We bring in bands from all over the world, Venezuela, Argentina, Puerto Rico, New York, LA, dancers from all over the world.
And what makes Sevilla better than all the rest?
Well, you can see our beautiful mosaic tile and our beautiful waterfalls. We're always keeping it fresh for our people.
And the Denver crowd can't seem to get enough of this popular entertainment hotspot. Why do you guys come to Sevilla's?
Well, I come to Sevilla's definitely for the music. It's one of the only places in Denver that you can actually hear salsa and other music from other countries too. And this is the first time that I try the food, but definitely I will come back for the food also.
Good food?
Good food, really good.
I just like to have a good time. I like the rhythms, I like to dance. You know, I just love the rhythms. You know, that's where it's at.
Don't forget, if you ever come to downtown Denver, Sevilla's is definitely the place to come down to. You got the Latinos, non-Latinos, good food, everybody having a good time. As a matter of fact, you guys go back to the studio. I'm staying here having a good time, baby. Peace.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Trisha, and we're here in downtown Los Angeles at Mama's Hot Tamales. Now, it's known for its delicious tamales from all parts of South and Central America, but it's also a bookstore, art gallery, and a gathering spot for those who want to feel true Latin culture. I'm here with Sandra Romero, and she's one of the co-founders here at Mama's Hot Tamales Cafe. So how did you come up with the idea?
It started with the city of Los Angeles having to have an administrator for the sidewalk vending district, which is around MacArthur Park. So we came in and we needed a place where people could prepare their foods. This evolved from that, and now we have Mama's Hot Tamales Cafe. Our niche here is tamales. We have over 50 different kinds of tamales from all over Latin America. Nicaragua, Honduras, El Salvador, Guatemala. It's also an educational training center. So everybody who prepares foods for their carts for the sidewalk vending district does it through this educational training center. Our little theme is out with the hot dogs and in with the tamales.
All right, I like that idea.
In the cafe's kitchen, you'll find women from various Latin American regions preparing authentic tamales with only the freshest ingredients.
I'm here with Milka, who's going to show us how to make tamales from Oaxaca, Mexico. Primero con el banana leaf, the maíz, which is dough, and then you add the meat, which could be beef or pollo, and then the black mole comes into play. You wrap it up. There you have a Oaxaca, Mexico tamale made out of black mole and pollo. And I'm here with Patricia, who's going to show me how to do a cheese and chili tamale. So we start off with the banana leaf. We add the maíz. You spread it around evenly. Add a block of cheese and chilies that have been marinating in chili sauce. And this gets wrapped up a little different. These tamales are from Acapulco, the state of the Guerrero, ¿verdad? Guerrero, Acapulco tamales.
The cafe also serves as a showcase for Latino art and culture, from the mural of the corn goddess Esperanza that rules over the dining area to the adjoining bookstore and art gallery.
What we've done since we had the extra space we attached to the cafe, we created a space where local Latino artists can come and display and showcase their art. And we have book signings, we have poetry readings, we have various Latino writers coming to read excerpts from their books and sign books for people. The whole idea between our facilities is that we're a training center. People can come here and
food,
learn.
Culture, books, art, it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
We're here with Orlando Leon, chef and part owner of Mosaico. How did Mosaico come about?
Well, it was an idea that we had because we used to work together, my partner and I.
Okay.
And we used to go out looking for a good place where we can find good food at a reasonable price. And we couldn't find such a place, so we decided to open it.
Where did the name derive from?
We decided to go with Mosaico because we took a little piece of each country, of the food of each country and the culture of each country, and we made a mosaic into the restaurant. And Mosaico is mosaic in Spanish. We decided to go with a pan latino, which means like a little bit of each country.
Okay.
And we use traditional ingredients, but with new techniques. Tapas originated in Spain.
Okay.
People used to go to bars late afternoons, and they used to buy a glass of wine or a glass of sangria, and the bartender will put a glass for you, but there were a lot of flies then. So they used to put a little plate on top of the glass so the flies wouldn't go into your drink. Somebody thought of the great idea of feeding your clients, because if they're eating, they'll drink more.
Yeah.
So they were on top of the plate, which means a tapa. It was a cover for your glass. They will give you little foods on it.
Okay, so tell me what do we have here?
This is called a medianoche, which the name medianoche, midnight.
Do you eat them at midnight?
It was the treat of choice at midnight in Cuba. People used to wake up in the middle of the night to eat one of these things.
That's me. And here?
We have 3 different flavors. We have shrimp quesadilla, vegetable quesadilla, and chicken quesadilla.
The pink ones are the shrimp.
The shrimp.
Okay.
And by the way, this is also the colors of the Mexican flag.
I noticed that.
Okay, so we have like beef empanadas, spinach empanadas, chicken empanadas. This is a arepa con chorizo, which is a Colombian corn cake with a slice of Colombian chorizo. And then we have Bolivian chicken tenders. We have shrimp.
What makes it Bolivian?
I use a lot of spices indigenous to Bolivia.
You're not gonna give me the recipe. You're gonna leave me wondering. I'll take this to go. Okay. By looking at the photographs here, I get a really Latino American vibe. Who and where were these pictures taken?
Okay, you know, like we Latinos should stick together. My brother is the photographer. My brother has traveled through Mexico and Latin America, so he's been taking pictures all over the place. And when we opened Mosaico, I asked him to let me put his pictures on my walls.
Welcome back to Urban Latino. I'm Diana. We're here in San Antonio, one of the hottest spots called Rosario's. Here you can eat some traditional Latin food, dance some salsa, and enjoy a fresh margarita made from the prickly pear cactus straight from the heart of Mexico.
Situated on the edge of the historic King William district, Rosario's restaurant is a San Antonio institution that serves up some of the best Tex-Mex food in the city.
We're in Texas, so it's Tex-Mex. It's a lot of original recipes that we've put together, and also a lot of authentic interior Mexican flavors that I've picked up through my travels. Of course, we have the typical chile rellenos and enchiladas de queso, enchiladas de mole, enchiladas de suizas, fajitas, un poquito de todo.
The restaurant's decor also has a distinct Mexican flavor, courtesy of Rosario's resident artist, Gilbert Duran.
The artist here that I feature in my restaurant is a very, very good friend, Gilbert Duran. He's been around for years and years, big artist here in Texas. I think he did a wonderful job. He's very, very talented. I get a lot of compliments.
Rosario's offers music and dancing, as well as some one-of-a-kind margaritas, which are a real crowd favorite.
One of our signature margaritas is called the tuna margarita. And what it is, it's we get the flor, the tuna, from the cactus, and we puree that and we marinate that with tequila. And then we lace that over our frozen margarita.
And here we have one of Rosario's other specialty drinks called the michelada. It's made with ice, lime, Tabasco sauce, Worcestershire sauce, and your favorite Mexican beer.
It's no wonder Rosario's is such a popular stop for tourists and locals alike.
I recommend it's a tourist place. There's a lot of people out from out of town. I always tell people to come out here. It's great for the music, and if they want to have a good time, I think this place to be.
Rosario's is just an awesome San Antonio place to be. As far as I'm concerned, Rosario's is San Antonio. The Latin music, the wonderful mix of different margaritas. It's just a great place to hang out with your friends.
Rosario's is just one of the many great attractions offered in San Antonio. In the downtown area, you'll find the famed Riverwalk, where you could take a leisurely boat ride and take in all the sights and sounds of this colorful city. El Mercado is an authentic Mexican market that's home to a number of shops, including a chili shop where everything from candy, bulbs, even popcorn gets some added spice. And of course, there's the Alamo, the most famous spot in all of Texas. Rich in Latino history and tradition, San Antonio is a rare jewel with a charm all its own.
Hey, what's up guys? I am Elena and we are in downtown Chicago at Rumba. This place is known for a Nuevo Latino cuisine, and guess what? The hottest live talent in town is right here in this very upscale place. Let's go check it out.
From its tasty menu to the featured entertainment, Rumba is a lively Chicago restaurant that beats to a different drum.
The concept is what we call Nuevo Latino, which is an infusion of Latin flavors from different countries. Primarily, we lean a little bit more towards Puerto Rico, Cuba, Colombia, Argentina. Food has influences from these countries, but more importantly, I think, is there's a combination of classic ambiance. This could have come right out of the 1940s and 50s.
Rumba serves up a variety of Latin flavors with portions big enough to share, but that's not all this hot spot serves up.
Latino is not just about the food. It is about the flavor of the ambiance, and I can't imagine doing Latino without doing music. They do a sensational job of entertaining a whole lot of guests, primarily with live rumbas. They have an African-influenced rumba. They have a Cuban-influenced rumba. They'll do a little tango. They may do a little bit of bachata. It's a great deal of fun, very interactive. This is a place to go, I mean, for fun. We don't take too seriously here. What we do and do extremely well is entertain people.
Rumba is definitely shaking things up in the Windy City.
We are the great escape right now because nobody's doing what we're doing. We do live Latin entertainment in the city of Chicago better than anybody in the city right now.
I wanted to see the many ways to make rice and beans. First stop, downtown New York Remy Lounge.
Now,
everyone has their own way of making rice and beans. How do you guys make it here at Remy's?
Well, I take a pan and we saute some onions, green peppers, a little achote, some papas, and the beans.
But the maduros are good, bro.
When I go home, I eat pizza and Chinese food.
You know, we're doing a rice and beans segment.
All right, got you.
Stick to rice and beans.
Sorry, bro.
We're here at Yuca, and I'm here with the head chef, Ricardo Cardona, my man right here. And he's gonna show us how they make Cuban-style rice and beans a la Yuca.
Well, here in Yuca Bar, I made up a menu of all Latin American dishes. And one of the dishes that I chose for Cuba was pollito a lo cubano, which is like half a chicken with arroz moro. We cook the rice with black bean soup and plantain leaf, and we wrap it into a sweet banana.
Oye, Pipo, me fascina lo que dice, pero me voy a meter este mojito y a comer. We're here at Mama Mexico. I'm here with Assistant Chef Henry. He's gonna show us how rice and beans are done Mexico style. Talk to me a little about the refried beans.
We have a sauce, it's called chile guajillo with tomato puree, fried onions, and then we add it to the pot. We let them cook for about 1 hour and a half, and then we prepare the sauce on the side. We fry the sauce very well till the oil comes up. Once the sauce is prepared, we add it to the pot, and then we mash it.
The chile guajillo sauce is what gives it the color, right?
Yeah.
It's not that spicy. It's hot! Okay, you guys have seen a variety of rice and beans, right? Now, I love those, but my favorite style of rice and bean is homemade.
Put the tomato, garlic, and the pepper. I could put some adobo, tomato sauce, recaito. This is like purple mash.
How long do you put this to cook?
It could be 20 minutes,
That's
25
too
minutes.
long. I want to eat now. So you wash it?
Yes.
You don't put it in the dryer or anything, right? You just wash it?
No, just wash.
Okay, cool.
And then put the rice. No quede amogollado.
Amogollada, what is that for our viewers here?
I mean, when you put too much water, it looks like soup. No.
It gets sticky?
That's Puerto Rican style.
When the rice has that little golden crust around there, that's pegadito. 90% of the time, that's rice that's stuck in the bottom, and we love to eat that. You can go to whatever restaurant in the world you want to get your rice and beans, but the best rice and beans are those that are done by someone who loves you.
Avanza, que tiene que lavar los platos.
Hope you guys learned a bit about rice and beans, but I gotta do the dishes.
Mama Mexico is one of New York's finest and most popular Mexican restaurants. The realization of one man's heartfelt wish to bring a taste of his country to America.
I come from Mexico. We're a very poor town, starting, from very low places, dishwashers. And then I said to myself one day, I want to open my restaurant.
Today, the successful businessman owns not one, but 2 thriving Mama Mexico restaurants, famous for its mouth-watering home-style Mexican cooking.
We cook like a home, like a mommy cooks in a house. We have the guacamole make in front of you, Pancho Villa style with Mexican ingredients.
From the tasty cuisine to the art on the walls, there's no detail too small in Juan's desire to give customers a taste of Mexico. The restaurant features an authentic mural from famed Mexican muralist Diego Rivera, as well as traditional dancers. It's these special touches that make Mama Mexico an award-winning restaurant.
We have the 5-star award, the only Mexican restaurant in New York City. The atmosphere is more relaxed, romantic, Especially we have the garden outside, a live mariachi band every day. So we're teaching the kids, how is Mexico, teaching about culture, and this is what it's about.
According to recent census figures, Latinos are officially the largest growing minority group in the nation, with an estimated population of over 38 million. While many are concentrated in areas like California, Texas, Florida, and New York, did you know the area with the largest Latino growth is the Midwest? The Latino population in the Midwest has more than doubled since 1990, with states like Indiana, Illinois, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Ohio experiencing the largest percentage increase. It is also where most of the country's Latino homeowners reside. Latinos in the nation's heartland? If you didn't know, now you know.
I'm in the heart of Los Angeles on Olvera Street at Casa de Sosa, where we're getting ready to speak to Andrea Dominguez, the artist behind these beautiful, one-of-a-kind gordita masks. Thank you, Andrea, for being with us here at Urban Latino. So tell us, ¿qué es un gourd? I have no idea what it is. It looks like a pumpkin.
It's the same family as pumpkins and squash.
Okay.
So I went to the show, was enamored with these things. And I've always loved Dia de los Muertos and skeletons.
Because these are inspired by Dia de los Muertos, which is the Day of the Dead, a Mexican celebration.
So that's what inspired me. I thought, wow, I've always loved skeletons. Now I have something I can make that's a skeleton.
So take us through the process of making one of these.
Okay, the first thing I will do is take a trip down to the farm. Then what I'll do next is have them cut. And I'll have them cut evenly in half because you said to make a mass, so they need to be hanging quite flat. And this is on the inside, minus the seeds. So this then becomes my canvas.
What I like about your mask, though, is that you paint what's on their mind.
I do paint
That
what's
is
on their
so
mind.
beautiful, like this.
I do.
She's got Diego on her mind, obviously.
Yeah, and these are inspired from Frida Kahlo's self-portraits. And if you're familiar with that, there's different pieces that she has, like the Death on My Mind. And then there's another piece here, which we're all familiar with, her wonderful monobrow, but she chose a piece that she created and made a bird out of it. And I thought that was lovely.
I love that. That's beautiful.
And you see some of them here, I put different types of flowers. Now, all these flowers are regional. They come from different areas in Mexico.
Is she called Mexicana?
See?
How did I know that? I had a feeling.
Yes.
Remember, you guys, these make great gifts. And if you want to pick one up for yourself or check them out, just go to gorditas.com.
Over 30 years ago, Puerto Ricans eager to pursue the American dream saw small businesses such as bodegas as a way to achieving those goals. What is a bodega? A bodega is a local grocery store, a one-stop shop in Latino neighborhoods. Mercedes is one of the few Puerto Rican bodega owners left in her neighborhood here in the section of Manhattan called Spanish Harlem. Now, Mercedes, how long have you had this store?
So I had this store in different places. This place here 16 years, 15 across the street, about 40 years altogether.
Grocery stores back in the 70s were predominantly owned by Puerto Ricans.
Well, the Dominicans start putting businesses. Now we have the Mexicans.
Can you tell us what your bodega offers?
A lot of candy, soap, but not rice and beans.
Whether you call them delis, supermarkets, groceries, or superettes, these bodegas all cater to Latinos' everyday needs. And I'm here with Ray, and I want to know a little more about this bodega that we're at. Ray, talk to me. You've been here how many years?
For like 14 years.
14 years?
Yep.
Now, this is a family business, right?
Yes, it is.
Ray's Bodega offers housewares, snacks, bobby pins, and my favorite, baby food. What is your hottest selling item in this grocery store?
It's very hard to tell because now we got phone card,
this,
sancocho, we got perico ripiao.
From cornflakes to electrical cords to tampons to Vaseline to motor oil, bodegas have it all. Vegetables, meat, canned goods, toys, even piñatas. The options are limitless. Mercedes offers warmth, friendly advice, and if you make it to the back of the bodega, there's always a party going on. Copy, cool. I see you got a New York lottery machine here, huh?
Oh yeah, you know how it is, we have to look out.
Why do you think bodegas are Latino-owned business?
That is a way to become independent. You become your own boss.
Do you give a lot of credit out in this bodega?
Sometimes we do it, but we're trying to cut it out because sometimes people come here and ask for credit, and when they get money, they go somewhere else to buy it.
Ah, they forget to pay you. You see that? People take credit and then they move to another bodega. Regardless if bodegas are Puerto Rican, Dominican, or Mexican owned, bodegas are here to serve our community. Hey guys, I hope you guys enjoyed and learned something from our bodega experience, but honestly, I gotta get back to work.
Mira, ¿cuánto media libra de jamón?
Está bien, está bien.
With its picturesque tropical setting, Miami's world-famous South Beach is a true haven for beach lovers. Known for its equally beautiful people, the popular spot draws visitors from all over the world and is the place to see and be seen.
Everybody comes. This is like the place to be.
The sun, the girls, just the weather is beautiful.
Oh, it's beautiful. The weather is gorgeous.
Everybody looks good. Everybody is healthy.
South Beach is the place where you're gonna have fun, happiness, and relaxed time. Happiness Beach.
From hard bodies and sandcastles to a strip of trendy shops and restaurants, South Beach has plenty to offer and is a favorite weekend retreat for many Latinos.
I am from Colombia. I love to come here to South Beach. There's so much Latinos in here, so you feel like in home a little bit.
It's just a big melting pot where people come and celebrate life.
While lesser known, New York's mile-long Orchard Beach and Boardwalk, or Bronx Riviera, serves up its own special brand of fun in the sun for Latinos in the Bronx.
Orchard Beach in the Bronx is all Latino. People from Connecticut, people from Philadelphia, people from the Bronx, all states in any borough, they come here because it's a tradition here. The music, the culture.
I like Orchard Beach because they got so many things. You can barbecue here, they got handball, everything, all different people. They got concerts, the Spanish concerts going on, everything, people having fun.
This is a Latino beach, baby. You can come over here, you got the salsa bands, you got the whole culture, you know what I mean? So I don't care what I have to go through, I will get here. I live in Ronkonkoma. You can't even spell that, baby.
On any given summer weekend, you'll find a party going on at Orchard Beach. And the locals here aren't afraid to just let loose and let it all hang out.
People look like they're having fun. I feel like I'm in Miami since I've been up here.
Whether your idea of fun is sunbathing, exercising, playing hoops, or just hanging with your buddies, it's easy to see why these happening beaches are a top Latino attraction.
Although it originated in China, Domino is a game that has been adopted by many Latinos as their own pastime. From tournaments to family playing, Domino is a traditional game that helps bridge the generational gap.
Basically, when I was growing up, I always see my grandfather play dominoes, my dad playing dominoes, aunts and uncles, and got an idea of how to play, and it's a fun strategy game.
There are various styles of play that are popular with Latinos, but the most basic game is played with the classic double-six set.
Dominoes is a pretty fairly easy game. It's 28 pieces, and if there's 4 people, it's 7 fichas per person. The one with the double six starts it off. Who's got the double six? Right after that, the person immediately to the right is the next individual to go.
The object of the game is to be the first player to get rid of all your fichas. Some young Latinos seek to earn their stripes by going up against viejitos or old-timers, and when their game is not up to par, they may stoop to new lows to beat them.
Being young, we used to always trying to outwin the old-timers. They were really good. Old-timers, off the back of the game, they already knew how many chips you had. They already knew what you was throwing out. We used to, we were young and we used to cheat.
My grandfather doesn't live here anymore. He's back in the Dominican Republic, so we don't get to play as much. But I mean, as far as the skill that I picked up, I mean, basically playing with him for like about maybe 4 years every day is amazing.
Some avid players enjoy the luxury of playing on high-end domino tables. In Miami, Florida, Zaya's Tables specializes in customizing such furniture.
The game of dominoes has been around for a long, long time, and especially Latinos, it's kept the tradition of the domino games. The domino tables are made by Sayas. The only guy I've seen work in fiberglass with so much talent, it's Mario Sayas. He puts the emblem of anything you want inside the fiberglass, which is not easy. It's a difficult procedure to do. It goes from company names to Cuban maps. They'll do special orders, anything you want. It's got the cup holders for whoever drinks. Most of the time people pick dominoes up with their hands. This way they're laying there.
No matter what surface one plays on, at the heart of the game lies the bond that dominoes create between family and friends.
It definitely has that family vibe. Usually there's a lot of people around the game of domino, and it brings a sense of unity to the game.
The game is important, but I mean, it's kind of like that quality time that you actually get to spend with your uncle or your grandfather. You might not have too many things in common, but at the end of the day, the one thing you have in common is, getting together and playing dominoes.
From my grandfather to my dad, from my dad to me, from me to my kids. The game of dominoes is family-oriented. I think it keeps my family together, and that's what Latino is all about.
Capoeira was used by slaves in Brazil as a fight against oppression. It was disguised through dance as a means of self-defense. The Brazilian sport has now moved to New York, where it's being offered in gyms all over the city, such as Crunch Fitness.
First time I went to class, got hooked.
Fell in love with it. It's very different from just a regular martial arts class because you have the music and the singing.
Professor André Guzmão is a 5-time champion of major capoeira competitions. He learned his skill under one of Brazil's top masters.
Tell us the difference
different styles of capoeira?
Well, capoeira is divided in two styles. The first one is capoeira Angola. Is where everything starts. And in capoeira Angola, it's a little bit slower. It's like a little bit more rhythm slowly. And the second one is capoeira regional. It's the one that we practice. It's fast. It's a lot of rhythm.
Aggressive. Does capoeira have a belt system like karate, for example?
Yeah, we don't have belts. We have cords.
What color do you have?
That's a blue cord.
So is this the highest one?
No. To get the highest one, it's more 10 years.
10 more years?
Yeah, it's a long way.
Okay, so I'm ready to try this. So you're gonna teach me some moves?
You ready?
I'm ready.
So you put your leg back, and same arm go all the way up here in the front of your face. Open your leg, step parallel, switch your arms. The other leg goes to the back, left leg back. Here we go.
I'm gonna fight here.
Come on, open, switch your arms, back. See, that's the base of everything.
So music is a very important part of capoeira. Tell me about this instrument right here.
Okay, first of all, I think the music and the rhythm is what make the difference about capoeira and all other martial arts. This is the berimbau.
Berimbau. Okay.
All the rhythm, speed of the game, who is gonna play again, who is gonna start playing the game, is all controlled by this instrument here, the berimbau.
Okay, so the truth is I have been taking capoeira for 2 months and I'm totally hooked, proving that capoeira can move people just as much in the streets of Brazil as in gyms in New York.
Everybody have some fun, come on, bring it on con el sofrito. Latinos arriba, bienvenidos. Now the heat is on, cause we in the zone, métele al ritmo. Si tú eres un Urban Latino.